Guys, we got amazing news. New local open weights 3D AI just dropped. And honestly, it looks way better than Trellis 2. And it even might beat some paid closed source 3D AI generators. How cool is that? And guys, you are the first to know about it, so click that like button to support me and my channel. The model is called Pixal3D from Tencent Arc Research Lab, accepted to SIGGRAPH 2026. Here's the trick. Every image to 3D model before this, Trellis, Hunyuan, Direct 3D build geometry in a canonical space and then loosely looked at your image through a tension layer. So the output always resembled your input but never quite matched it. Some model of course does it better, but Pixal3D throws that approach out and projects every pixel of your image directly into 3D. That's what is Pixal. It's pixel aligned, sub-pixel faithful. The silhouette stays exactly where you drew it. And of course guys, you can run it locally. As a backbone, it uses Trellis 2 and Direct 3D. It requires around 24 gigabit of VRAM and weights are open on Hugging Face. I guess like for some countries it can be gated, but you can request the access and you get approved immediately. The only exception is that Europe Union is blocked by the license. Why? Who knows? Also right now there is a demo that actually works. There is quite a lot of people trying to test it out, so there's like quite a big queue and sometimes the instances are down, but if you're lucky you can actually go and test it and you get your 3D model in like few minutes. I guess when video is live, a lot of people trying to do that. So guys, I did a lot of tests and let me break it down for you. So on their official page we can see that they sort of compare themselves with Trellis 2 and High 3D 3.1. This is like a Hunyuan. And from what I see, if we talk about following the image reference, then the results are insane. I mean, it really follows the image, which is actually very cool. And I saw like plenty of really cool examples. Here we go, especially something creative. Like when we talk about like very accurate shapes, but for things like this, it's so cool. I can already tell you that this one is killing Trellis and even Trellis with the refiners probably. But there are pros and cons of this approach and we're gonna learn about them soon. And yeah, if you compare it with Hunyuan, again, Hunyuan tend to simplify, tend to sort of like find logic in shapes, etc. This is what I explained in the very beginning. Especially I saw some examples like this object you can drop on the background of your game and like looks insane. Yeah, and I was playing quite a while and I generated some stuff and that looks insane. So how about I do some tests and compare it with Trellis, Hunyuan, and we also gonna compare it with Tripo, which is by far #1 3D AI generator right now. So that will be quite tough. Anyway, let's go. For your convenience, guys, I put them all in Blender. Okay, so let's start with these three guys. So we do have like Pixel, we do have Hunyuan here, and we do have Trellis. So from first sight, to be honest, that might be actually crazy to say, but it feels that this can be actually even better than Hunyuan because it actually keeps more details. Trellis 2 is definitely without refiner. Like of course you can use Trellis with some additional refiners such as Ultra Shape and other. You technically can go better than this quality, but not close to this. So this one is OP. Okay, and then we do have Tripo. Okay, so Tripo might be still better, right? More accurate, more aligned, and it sort of quite follows the reference still. But I would even say like some details, like according to prompts, here are better. Here's another example and where it actually kicks, right? I mean, it stands off, right? It actually stands off. Like look, Tencent, Trellis did some job, but this one, look, just better, right? In terms of colors, there are still some artifacts, right, from the back view, etc. So like, I mean, it's a little bit messy, I guess, here, but here, well, I mean, it's still very good. And here is the Tripo. Okay, so Tripo has it better like from all the sides in general, which should be expected, but this guy is getting so close and it pretty much like better or same with Hunyuan. one problem with the model is that this pixel alignment. So you can see like the angle sort of tried to repeat image, and when I was generating, like you have to rotate it quite often to follow that, right? But anyway, it's sort of keeps proportion. So in this example, it is not that bad. I think like every AI generator actually did it nice. But if we start looking into details of the mesh, okay, so here are the problems that we might see. Okay, so like some strange things there and there, right? Okay, even Trellis here probably did a better job understanding like these things. Yeah, definitely Tripo is the best here in terms of like shape when we're getting closer. The problem of this approach again on closer look, then we see some uncertainty because it tries to follow pixel, etc. But again, still that is awesome. And I see the biggest use case is again like if you do some concepting, you do some blocking, or like you do level designs. The 3D AI built on top of this architecture, this sort of 3D models might be very useful for environment building, etc. One more example, and this one is amazing. It looks like so nice, look exactly like the reference. The tail is even not that bad. You can read all the tails. Hunyan tend to simplify it. Then Trellis, well, Trellis has quite a lot of issues here. Actually, Tripo failed with this one, but Tripo is most accurate in terms of proportions. But why she's not on this thing? The focus from Tripo doesn't stand. I don't know like what's called. Here is the bad case. First of all, yeah, the rotation is usually bad. Okay, so let's try to see what's happening here. Since this model is pixel aligned, it doesn't really try to go and read shape that carefully, and you can see it's the only one that failed with this bullet case, with this pistol case as well, right? In the overall proportions and stuff, the angle here are critical, right? Can't say Hunyan does it better. I would say like Trellis actually base model did it like straight, nice and accurate. Although the details are missing, only Tripo did good job, right? Not perfect, but good, really good. So in this use case, when we need some accurate shapes, that's barely impossible with this model, I would say. This example also was quite interesting. So like Trellis, the face here, the Hunyan, look at the face, and Pixel, look, the face, it actually looked like we took it from the image and pasted here. Like, I mean, it feels like that. As some artifacts, I didn't fix anything, just to show you how it is really. And Tripo really did outstanding job. The Tripo one here look really good. And by the way, guys, if you want to try best 3D AI, which is Tripo, there will be a link in the description that gives 500 extra free credits. Take a look. Okay, so I managed to run it locally. Not on my GPU, but on RunPod. I'm gonna explain how I did it, but before that, I need to honestly mention something very important. The thing is that the policy actually mentions that these weights are open only for academic use. I don't really understand how is that and how they're gonna track that. I guess like the personal use also can be academic if you're like sort of research. Again, like this video is purely academic. We're also gonna put it to 3D AI Arena so you can compare it. That's completely academic, but yeah, officially you cannot use it commercially in any sort of way. Even though the backbone models like Trellis 2 and Direct 3D are open source, this layer that make this happen is not really. It open weights, but I guess not open source. That's the difference. And right after I recorded the video, actually in my Discord community, I saw that Pixel available on Fall.ai. And the most surprising thing is that it's available as commercial use, which goes against what we see in the license on their official GitHub. What's happening here? We don't know, but apparently through Fall AI you can use it. Maybe they do have separate agreements. Hopefully we get clarity soon. Anyway, if you are an academic such as myself, you can actually run this locally. So their GitHub actually has everything you need. You're gonna need to install Trellis, then you're gonna need to install some requirements. Here's how I did that. Like, in order to test it for the video, I actually created RunPod connected by SSH through my cursor. Then there is a Cloud code with bypass permission on, of course, and it managed to install all dependencies in just like 30 minutes, and it works. So here is the local instance. I mean, sort of like local. I'm running it on RunPod because my GPU is only 14 gigs or something, and it's not enough for 24. I saw in code there's like a low VRAM modes, but I was unable to run it on 24 gigabytes. That's my honest take on it. So here is how it looks like. You basically drop the image, then you do preview, and it creates preview. If you're happy with the preview, it's not the final quality, by the way, you can actually press extract mesh. It sort of reminds the Trellis architecture, the slat, right? So it's like sort of do preview and then export it in the mesh, etc. By the way, guys, if you will not be lucky to test it yourself on the Hugging Face, we're gonna add it to Top3D AI Arena, where you can select it and compare with anything. Just for your knowledge, to see how technology progresses. It's not the perfect one. It has quite a lot of pros and cons, but for free local model, even for academic purpose, that's very huge. And this means that soon we're gonna see big progress in terms of local models that are open source, since it actually pushes the research further, which is amazing. All right, guys, that was it for today. Let me know what you think about this one. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.